Okay, you didn't even knock. You just broke my door down.
Yeah, we've come here. We've come
Okay.
here. We know the security chain is on there.
What's your name?
My name's Mark Campbell. I'm a police sergeant with the mental health team for this BCU.
Was it justified to break my door down?
We're going to fix that. It's going to be repaired. But our concern was, if we'd knocked on the door, potentially going out onto the balcony or coming out the window here. So we've done that. So I'll just ask you to take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Slow your breathing. Try and relax. But that's the reason we've done that. Because
you broke my door down. Do you have any reason to break my door down? Is there any reason for that?
For the reasons that I've just explained, we are concerned about your safety. Mm-hmm. And if we'd knocked on the door and announced ourselves, give you more time. My concern was that you might go out onto that balcony.
Why would that be the case?
Well, my understanding is you've done that before. Or you could go out the window. So my concern is your safety.
Okay.
Now we're in here. I can see you. We're talking to you.
It's a warrant package.
What's your name?
My name's PC Darren Reynolds.
Okay.
My concern for your safety is lower now.
Okay.
I'd ask you to take a deep breath.
Okay.
The reason we're here is for a mental health act assessment. It's going to be conducted by a gentleman here. There's an AM from the doctors there.
I was sleeping.
I understand.
I'm going to go back to sleep because I'm very tired.
I feel this impact.
Okay.
I know how shocking it is. I know what just happened will be traumatic for you. But we are here to care for you, make sure you're okay.
Okay. I'd
ask you to.
Is there any action that I've done that warrants you to break into my house?
I've explained the reasons to you.
No, that's a historic.
We'll tell you what the information that we've.
No, this is my private house. I need to go back to sleep. You have no reason to come and break my door down. None.
We'll tell you the reason that we've been asked to come here.
Tell me now, please, or I'll refuse to speak to you. You tell me first.
The power that we've entered in is a warrant here. It's a section 135, part 1 of the Mental Health Act, 1983. That provides us, it's given by a court, and that provides police with the power to enter your address in the way that we've done, okay?
Okay, so let me read this first.
Sure.
Okay, that's
This warrant, where did this warrant come from? How did you get this warrant?
So I didn't. I'll let the gentleman explain here. So we didn't. Police don't get that warrant. It's an NHS.
It's approved by a magistrate. The signature at the bottom is.
The magistrate approved this warrant to break into my house.
That's right. Yes.
On what basis?
So let us introduce ourselves.
No, please answer my question, please. You broke into my house.
Of course, okay. So I think the Islington Crisis Team have been coming to try and see you, and they were very worried about you.
Right.
Their understanding was that you weren't leaving your home. They were concerned if you had access.
I didn't receive anything in the mail about anyone visiting me.
Not in the mail, no. But I think they've been coming around trying to see you.
I haven't heard them come around to my house.
Okay, they were under the impression that maybe you were really struggling and quite frightened at the moment. That was their impression, and that was leading you to stay in your house, not get access to food.
Why would they think I wasn't frightened or struggling? Why would they think that?
I think that was the impression that they've been given from trying to see you, from looking at some of your posts on social media, things like that.
I don't use social media.
Okay, so that's just the background to why we're here.
I don't use social media. Okay, why would they think that? Okay. I mean, do I post my address on some social media site or something?
We are here to hear your opinion. That's what I want to do.
Wait, do I post my address on some social media site or something?
I don't know if you do that.
I don't use social media.
Okay. Is it okay if we just tell you who we are? Is that so we can explain to you?
So I don't know why you got the magistrate approved you to break into my house. You have no basis. Okay. Where did it come from?
Patrick, I'm Dr. Hoyer. Nice to meet you. I'm an independent doctor. This is my colleague.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Foster. I'm also an independent psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yeah, my name's Dave Hodge. I'm a social worker.
Okay.
So it's just important that we explain to you that we're here for a mental health act assessment.
Yeah.
We do want to hear your perspective. It's always possible that things aren't quite the way we've been told.
So, what were you told? What were you told?
Basically the information that I've just told you. That people were
so you're telling me there's some social media that has my address that says that I'm unwell?
No, I didn't. That isn't quite what I said, Patrick. No.
I don't understand. You explain.
It's just important that I let you know that at the end of this conversation, we might decide there's no further action from us, but it's possible we might decide you need to go to hospital for your mental health under mental health.
For what reason?
Well, I suppose we need to hear from your perspective.
What was on social media that warranted this curiosity?
Well, you tell me how things have been, Patrick. I suppose we're here to hear your
No, what was on social media? What was on social media?
Like I say, it wasn't primarily social media, Patrick. It was most people thought that you were shutting yourself in your home, maybe not getting out to get food.
Who thought? Who
was being poisoned?
Okay.
That's what I was told, Patrick.
You really? By who?
Yourself into your part, which is evident.
No, it's not. It's a door. I locked my door.
But there was something heavy behind it, so it couldn't be opened from the outside. That is a definition of barricading.
No, it wasn't barricaded.
So why don't you tell us? Because it's important.
You broke into my house. It wasn't barricaded. It was Is there like chairs and stuff against the door?
There was a heavy object behind the door.
No, I had something leaning next to the door. You must have knocked it over. There's no barricade at all. So you broke into my house. I don't understand why.
So why don't you tell us what you have been doing with your days recently? What's been happening?
I go for walks. I go to the gym. I cook food. That's it.
Okay. What have you been cooking?
I cook stir fry chicken. I cook roast chicken. I cook beef. I know, just various things. You know.
When was the last time you got out of the flat and went down to the shops?
You want to see my receipt?
Well, my concern is that
I'll show you my receipt. I'll show you my receipt. Okay.
Don't worry about the receipt. It's fine. You can just talk.
Yeah. It was 9 o'clock. No, maybe 8 o'clock yesterday in Aldi.
Okay.
It's a 15-minute walk.
Okay. And have you had contact with anybody these last days?
I speak to the mother of my daughter every day, 3 times a day.
What's your daughter's name?
She's a lawyer in America, Erin Mullen. She's an attorney, and I speak to her. What time is it? Would you like to? After this week, she's my nearest kin. I have a daughter with her.
Sure.
They're my nearest kin.
Okay.
You know, I got phone records. I speak to them every day.
Okay. Cool.
They come in to see me for my birthday in
Anybody
June.
else? You in touch with your daughter? Anyone else?
I have my friends. I have people that I talk on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with anybody from your family here in London?
And I've disowned my family here.
What happened?
It's personal. It's a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think they might have gotten concerned about you if they haven't heard about you? Do they know that you've disowned them?
I don't care what they think. I don't speak to them. Do they make a false allegation about me or something? Or what is the basis for you breaking into my house,
Like
please?
I said, it was the crisis team that asked us to come and see you.
Yeah.
But why? What, they just randomly picked an address and decided to visit?
I think what happened was that is it right that you've seen your GP maybe a few weeks ago and you haven't been seen by mental health services in the UK for some time? I think your GP gave you a kind of short-run amount of olanzapine, is that correct?
Yeah.
But they then referred you on to a mental health team because they thought actually someone needs to make sure you're on the correct treatment and the 2 weeks wasn't going to be enough.
Yeah, and I think they gave you an appointment with a pharmacist as well.
Yeah.
You haven't attended that, so people
Right.
got worried.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
So-
consulting came and knocked on your door quite
And
a few times.
so
about
just-
a week,
and-
you
and-
didn't answer.
Okay.
But they could hear that you were in the flat, basically.
I still don't understand what gives you the right to break my door down. I don't understand it.
So historically, when this has happened, my understanding is just from reading, because I haven't met you before, is that when the situation was like this, there were signs that you were relapsing from mental illness.
No,
from
there's no sign.
schizophrenia.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm in constant contact with Erin.
Okay.
She's always speaking to me every day.
Okay.
In fact, I'm in contact. I'm in contact with my brother Michael over a will.
Okay.
So I spoke to him yesterday. Okay.
Where is he?
He's in London. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm estranged with him, kind of, but he's trying to take my. He's trying to add stipulations to the will.
Okay.
So I was exchanged with us.
Okay. So he's
but-
known about you, that you're safe, that you're
Yes.
okay, because
Yes.
these situations happen when we get worried about
My
it.
brother knows I'm safe. I spoke to him last night on WhatsApp.
Sure. I mean,
Erin, listen, if anyone's worried for me, they should contact Erin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we didn't have a contact.
No.
Yeah. I think we had
Yeah, so Erin is in contact with me. If anyone's who's worried for me,
Like I said, the escalation began from the GP passing it on to services and then some.
I'm a British citizen with legal rights.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell me who found it necessary to break my door down.
Like I said, it was the crisis team that referred to you. So
I don't know the crisis team personally. How could they know how could they possibly break my door down for no reason?
Patrick, are you filming us at the moment?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because it's my right. Because you broke into my house.
That's all right. I just wanted to know why.
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Dr. Wire.
Okay.
So what's the reason you're filming?
Because you broke into my house for no reason. I got rights. I don't want you making up a lie about me.
Patrick, we're also filming as well, just so you know.
Of course.
Just for your safety and everyone's.
Of course.
Why would we lie about you? Why would we lie about you?
I don't know. I'm just being safe because you broke into my door without cause. You're not telling me you're being circular. You're being evasive. You're not saying.
We've answered the same question.
Yeah, but you're not saying which person
We have. We've sent the crisis team, and they've
No.
face to face because you haven't.
The crisis team got referred by someone. They told me to say to them,
They were referred by it came from the GP.
"Oh no, it's the GP."
Yeah,
Which GP? What was his name?
I don't know the name.
The GP, your GP practice. I'm not sure the specific doctor.
And they said that I was a danger to the public. Did they?
No, they began. So just like the doctor mentioned, they began by referring you on. You had an appointment for a pharmacist. They wanted to help you get on a consistent course of treatment.
Yeah.
You didn't attend that appointment. They tried to contact you. They weren't able to get through. The crisis team then came here quite a few times.
No, they never once came to my door.
And they were under the impression that when they came, it very much sounded like you were in because they could hear noises coming from the flat, and they could hear those noises stop sometimes when they.
No, that's
came.
impossible. That's impossible. No one came here. No one came here.
Okay. And so
Did they leave a letter or something?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Because I didn't receive any letter either.
Yeah, they felt that you were here
I
and
mean,
that
that's
you
what
were.
they.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay,
They
whatever.
try to contact you by phone.
I still don't know what warrants you to break down my door while I'm in bed. I don't understand what I've done.
In that, so you haven't done anything wrong, but we have that warrant from the court to allow us to see you, so that we.
I don't know why a judge would allow you to break my door down without reason.
So that we ensure that you're safe and that you're okay.
I mean, sorry, this warrant requires a judge to sign it, does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or initial it, which is what? It's an electronic initial.
And yet there's no behaviour of mine that warrants this.
Well, Patrick, I think that's debatable. You've not been engaging with people when they've tried to come and see you, and they've been concerned.
No one's come to see me. I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll say just for the final time, the crisis team have tried. Your GP
For about
has been
a
worried.
week. Yeah.
No, there's no record of it. They left nothing in my house, nothing. No, nothing.
Records of that, yeah.
You
Hmm?
wouldn't be here if they hadn't tried.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
And I'll be
That's
honest
not
with you,
possible.
Patrick, at the moment, you do seem quite scared. You're filming us, and we
Yeah.
have a conversation. It's your right to film us, but it's a bit unusual.
No, it's not unusual. No, it's not.
And you have a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia.
Listen, you broke my doors down and I've done nothing wrong. I've harmed no one.
You haven't done anything.
I've not harmed myself.
Absolutely. However,
I've shown no reason to harm anyone.
in the past, when you haven't been well, you have put yourself in risky situations when you haven't.
Okay, well, look, okay. So I've said anything. I've said everything I have to say. I don't know why you're here. You're not saying what action I've done that warrants this. You're not saying that. You're just saying some random person said you need to break my door down.
Do you feel unwell in terms of your mental
No.
health at all?
No,
Do you feel safe or do you feel
I feel very
aware?
I feel very safe.
Do you
Yeah.
feel that someone might be following you or wanting to harm you?
No.
Patrick, can I ask you about, look, I can understand this sort of experience isn't going to make it easier for you to feel trusting towards services, I get that. But I'm wondering, so you saw your GP, they gave you a course of medication. I wonder, is it helpful for you, do you think? to have
Yes.
medication?
Yes, it helps.
And do you still have any of that now?
Yes.
I suppose the maths that I'm not very good at maths, but I thought it would have run out a while ago by now.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought they gave you 2
only
weeks more than 2
2 weeks,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yes, I have a big stash of it. I have a big stash of it.
Okay.
I was in America for. I had some when I was staying in America for a while.
Okay.
I've been away for 2 years.
What's the medication you got the big stash of?
Olanzapine.
And what's the benefit of olanzapine? How does it help you?
I just take it. It just it's part of my daily routine.
Okay. How often do you take it in a day?
Once at night, 10 milligrams.
So then how would you have a stash? Because doctors only prescribe for a period of time
Yeah.
and you can't buy it over the counter.
Sorry. You broke my door down, and you're not saying why you broke my door down.
I've explained that. Do you have any further questions about?
No,
why?
you've been no one has reported anything wrong with me.
Will the crisis team have done that? Patrick?
No, they're a team. They must have got something from someone, and you're not saying who that someone is.
Can we see your medication?
I'm not going to speak to you people.
But can we see your medication?
No, at this point, I'm not going to engage with you people because I've done nothing wrong.
That will help put to bed any.
I'm not going to engage with you people because I've done nothing wrong.
No, you haven't done anything wrong,
anything.
unfortunately.
At this point, I'm not engaging with you people until you. Yeah.
Doing anything.
Well, I'm not engaging with you people. Clearly, I'm not a danger. I'm calm. I'm speaking slow. I'm coherent. I'm not showing any signs of stress. There's no reason for you to do this to me.
You do seem stressed out. Yeah.
You broke my door down. What do you expect?
But we have explained in detail. Multiple people have explained. If you have medication, it'd be really helpful.
I'm not going to engage further because there's no reason for you to break my door down. I have rights. I have rights.
Sorry, no, just to reassure you about one thing, Patrick. So when we broke the door, broke the chain lock,
Yeah.
that's now been fixed. We fixed it.
Right.
So a new lock's been fitted on.
I still look under the European Court of Human Rights. I have the right to a private life.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason we're asking you more questions is that we don't want to take.
That's a law. That's a law that you've broken.
The problem is, Patrick, that warrant supersedes that, and that gives us the right to come in, if need be, by force.
This
to
warrant
detain
hasn't-
you. Let me explain. If need be, to detain you for this
Right.
assessment or remove you. Because you've been so calm and compliant with us since
Yeah.
we've come in, we haven't needed to put hands, detain
Okay.
you or remove you. But that's what the warrant's for.
Okay.
But you've not
Okay.
done anything wrong.
Yeah.
But we've got to go past that. I implore you to engage with these people, because ultimately they've got to make a decision soon
Yeah.
on what to do with you next. It's best they do.
Well,
that
you're assessing me
before
right now.
information.
You see that I'm coherent. There's no reason to take me away.
So the next thing we want to do, because you're right, we don't want you to go to hospital if you can stay well at home. That would be better, but it would be helpful for us to see that medication that you mentioned.
I'm not going to engage with you further because you have to tell me why you broke my door down.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you the question is to see if it's possible for us to help you stay on treatment here rather than going to hospital. That's why I'm asking to see it, Pat, because I'd really rather you could stay well in your own home rather than going to hospital.
But then you need to show us that you are engaging.
Okay.
If
I got a feeling that you guys are going to take me away for no reason, for arbitrary detainment. You're arbitrarily detaining me for no reason.
but
That's the next step, isn't it?
to you.
Well, I'm trying to avoid that, really, Pat.
Can I use the toilet? I have to use the toilet. Am I allowed to do that? I had literally have to go to the toilet. I just got up.
Well, that's okay.
Is that okay? Thank you.
Patrick, just to let you know, one of my colleagues will be at the door with the door. If you can not close the door, please.
Yeah, I won't close the door.
Thanks, Patrick. I'll appreciate it by a job. Is that okay?
Okay.